Days like this really make you miss people like Al Davis. Mark Davis came out and he said that Josh McDaniels is doing a great job with the Las Vegas Raiders, as his team just lost to a TV analyst in Jeff Saturday. That's nothing against Jeff Saturday. Zero head coach experience as an NFL head coach, and you came out there and you smoked the Las Vegas Raiders. This was a Colts team that was struggling for weeks, and you come out and you lose to this team. I'm not making this video to just sit up here and just say that Josh McDaniels deserves to be fired, because he does. But it's a bigger problem than Josh McDaniels. It's a bigger problem than Derek Carr. This front office is abysmal. We could talk about the draft picks that they've made that have been complete bust. They can't draft to save anybody's life. Josh Jacobs has been the only hit in the last couple of years. To be completely honest with you, they kept reaching for guys and it didn't work. And that's the best way that you build your team, is through an NFL draft. And you trade draft capital for a guy like Davante Adams, and looking back at that trade really makes me raise an eyebrow, because their offensive nucleus is not working. Darren Waller is missing a lot of games for the last couple of weeks. And he hasn't been the same tight end after he had that breakout year. He's still a good tight end, but he's not the same guy. When he gets on the field, he deals with a lot of drops and he deals with a lot of concentration issues. Not only that, he is always injured all of a sudden. Hunter Renfrow, I still like him as a wide receiver, had a breakout year last year. But I look at this Las Vegas Raiders team from last year to this year, it's a completely disappointment. They have more talent this year, arguably, and they're doing less with it. They're a middle of the pack offense and a bottom dweller of a defense. Their defense can't stop anybody. When you have added guys like Chandler Jones and have him across side from Max Crosby, you expect to be getting pass rush at a high rate. Instead, it is very inconsistent and it drops off at times. It doesn't come down to these players coming up short. It comes down to the coaching staff not doing their job. The coaching staff does not work for this team. I don't know what made them want to hire Josh McDaniels in the first place after seeing what he did with the Denver Broncos. Yes, he started out hot with the Denver Broncos, but he flamed out rather quickly as well. This Las Vegas Raiders team is going to be in some deep trouble. I get that a lot of people are saying, well, it's Derek Carr. Derek Carr is the biggest part of the problem. He doesn't have that much success in the NFL. He's just a regular season quarterback. That may be true. It may be, but he's dealing with a new offensive coordinator, a new coach every other year, it seems like. Rich Bisaccia was a better coach than what Josh McDaniels is so far. And I get what happened with the Jon Gruden situation. That was pretty much out of their control. They had to face a lot of backlash for that. But the team that they're currently coming off of was a Jon Gruden era's team. So you could say on that factor, the end, that you feel bad for Josh McDaniels. I see a lot of people say that, and you can use that card. But realize this right here. Davante Adams, the whole trade ordeal was part in place of helping bring in Josh McDaniels and letting him control the team. That's part of what he wanted, was to bring in Davante Adams and pair it up with Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. And yes, that whole nucleus hasn't been healthy in some time, but guess what? That doesn't matter. You still have to find a way to win games. This entire Raiders team is pitiful and it's pathetic. They're one of the worst teams in the league. They're 2-7 as I record this video, and that should not be it. With all the offseason moves this team made, they're just plain simply bad. They don't do anything well besides rush the football with Josh Jacobs. Their passing concepts suck, and in certain situations it just doesn't work. They are a pathetic football team. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward with the whole draft situation, but you traded draft capital for Davante Adams, and you get that draft capital to the Green Bay Packers. And people are saying that they need to draft a quarterback. No matter who you draft, it's not going to help out this situation. No matter who you get, it's not going to help out this situation. You can move on from Derek Carr. But I can tell you right now, when your franchise quarterback is crying in press conferences, that's not a good sign on anyone. That's not a good sign for team morale, and it's not a good sign for the coaching staff at all. Josh McDaniels is not a leader of men. He's just a play caller underneath Bill Belichick, and the sooner the NFL figures that out, the better. The Indianapolis coach tried to hire him. They came out on the brighter side by not getting him and ended up with Frank Reich, even though that flamed out as well. We've seen it before with these Bill Belichick coaches. Some of them just do not phase out. Majority of them just don't work. And he's one of them. He is not going to work. The most successful Bill Belichick coach, to my memory, is Mike Vrabel right now. We've seen what other coaches have done before, and it just doesn't work. He is not a good head coach in the NFL. Maybe in college he will be, but the thing is with this, no matter what, he will always have a home with the New England Patriots while he screws up the Las Vegas Raiders. And it's not just Josh McDaniels, and it's not on Derek Carr. It is on Mark Davis for allowing this to happen. If he is not fired by the end of the year, they have some serious issues going on in that front office, which they already have. He has ran this team into the ground. Al Davis would not sit up here and let this happen. He would have not stuck with Derek Carr for this long as well. Even though, like I said, Derek Carr is a competent regular season quarterback, when it comes to the postseason, we've all seen it by now. He would have had the success by now if he was really the franchise quarterback. He's not bad enough. He's not bad enough to get off of, and he's not good enough to keep as well. You're one of those situations. He's good enough to get you to a certain point, but in big moments, that's when he flames out the most. Like we saw against the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a very heartful win, a very heartful appearance by the Las Vegas Raiders in the playoffs, dealing with all they had to deal with the Henry Ruggs situation, with the John Gruden situation. Their first round pick corner going on Instagram Live and doing what he did, and he had to get cut. So it was very impressive for them to make the playoffs, and a lot of people just happy for them to be there, but that is not the standard for the Raiders at all. The Raiders should be contending in the AFC. They should be up there with teams like the Miami Dolphins, teams like the Kansas City Chiefs. Instead, they're the worst team in their division, and they can't beat any team in their division. It is pathetic. You had the lead against the Kansas City Chiefs, and you blew it. That's the biggest thing and the most frustrating thing with this team. They have leads, and they blow them. And then they come out the next week and come out completely flat. Like how they came out against the New Orleans Saints, and it got stumped. That is not a player and personnel issue. That is a coaching issue. And until you get that fixed, the Las Vegas Raiders will never go anywhere. And it stems down from the front office. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about the Las Vegas Raiders. Am I tripping about this thing? Maybe Josh McDaniels should get more than just a year and let it simmer up. Maybe that's the case, but to me, no. Because this is the first year of this, and the first year has been a disaster so far. You're 2-7 after making all those moves. It's no more excuses for this team. You're starting to dish out money and draft capital to get better. Instead, you're turning backwards. This team can't draft, and they're trying to build a team through free agency and trades. It's just not going to work. So let me know what you think about the team in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.